All right, hello everyone. We're back for episode 2 of our journey here, the battle with glioblastoma. We wanted to thank everyone for subscribing and for checking in with us on the first video. I know that one ran a little bit long, and we'll do our best to keep this one much more succinct. Just a few things we wanted to touch on today. We do have a little bit of an update for you, which I'll get to, but I wanted to direct your attention up here above us and just show you all of the cards, the letters, the words of encouragement that we have received. It truly has been overwhelming, and we feel no shortage of love and support.
Yeah, I think that this picture doesn't even do it justice because it's so grand in real life.
Yeah. I think part of it is actually off camera a little bit. So
yeah.
Anyway, and we continue to get letters and cards every day, and so thank you so much. We appreciate all of the prayers, all of the emails, the text messages, so forth. So this was just the easiest way for us to communicate back in mass fashion to let you all know what's going on. So we were hoping to get the answers, and we shared this all in our first video on Thursday. That didn't happen. There was an outside chance that we were going to get a call Friday. We actually did get a call, and somehow I missed it. I tried to call back, and we could not connect with the doctor. So it was a little bit frustrating. And so we had to wait all weekend. Today, our son Trenton, who is 4, had to get a tooth extracted, which thankfully we were able to go see my cousin Mike, who is a maxillofacial oral surgeon, and so he was able to extract that tooth. And while we were in the waiting room, just Trenton and I were in the waiting room, we got the call from the neuro-oncologist at Hillman, Dr. Mantica, and she confirmed what I believe Carrie and I kind of felt all along, and that is indeed we are dealing with the glioblastoma. It is a grade 4 brain tumor. The other answer that we were looking for, and this was an answer to prayer, though, I guess the way that we both initially thought, we were hoping that I would be able to participate in the clinical trial. We liked the idea of the immunotherapy and just that approach to fighting this, but that door was closed, and we prayed and asked that God would open that door if that was his plan, and it wasn't. And so rather than kind of waiting and to see if that was indeed going to happen, that door was shut today. And so we're going to proceed with the original treatment protocol, which is the 6 weeks of radiation and chemo, followed up by a month off, and then we will resume the chemo for a stretch of about 6 to 12 months, and that will go 5 days on, 23 days off, and that will continue again. And I guess that the oncologists at the Arnold Palmer Cancer Center here near our home will monitor that and determine if it's going to be the 6-month or 12-month or somewhere in between. So that's the update that we have for you. So again, we thank you for your prayers, and this is just the first part of the battle as far as the treatment goes. But we are very grateful that we do have this UPMC Arnold Palmer Cancer Center that's about 10 to 15 minutes from our home, which saves us a lot of time in having to travel to Pittsburgh to Hillman. The team at Hillman will be overseeing this, so we are confident that we're still going to receive the same level of care that I would receive if I were to go to Hillman. But it's much closer to home, much more convenient for us. So as of right now, we believe that that's going to start Monday. We haven't received 100% confirmation, but that was the plan that the radiation oncologist and the medical oncologist gave to us the last time we were there. I'll have to get some blood work done this week, maybe Tuesday or Wednesday.
And then make sure that the pills are, on their way in.
Right. Yeah, and that's the temozolomide. So all these new fancy words I'm learning. But anyway, so that will come in the mail. I guess it's such a
We'll have someone drop it off. It's not just in your mailbox.
Yeah, I would hope not. But yeah, it's such a high grade or very potent pharmaceutical that you just can't go to your local pharmacy and pick it up. So it needs to be special delivered from somewhere on the West Coast. That's what they told us, right?
I think so.
All right.
Sorry.
No, that's all right. So, and then one other thing that I want to recognize tonight is that, to add to Carrie's anxieties and everything, her grandmother did pass away on Saturday. And in fact, that's where we were for part of the day today. After the tooth extraction, we stopped at my Aunt Liz's house and had one of the best lunches we've had in a super long time. We've been having some awesome dinners lately, but we stopped over there, and Uncle Shaddy and Aunt Liz made some pizza for us and all kinds of good treats for us. Yeah, just fantastic. Yeah. So took me back to the good old days of Arnita's Pizza down on the north side. So for those of us who remember that, we got to relive those moments. And so that was lunch. Then we went to the viewing for Carrie's grandmother. Got to see her family a little bit. Traveled back home to Latrobe. Stopped for about 10 minutes.
You walked the dog.
We walked the dog, and we had another great dinner that was brought to us. And then we took the kids to the American Heritage Girls / Calvin Cadets, which is like the Girl Scout, Boy Scout thing that our kids participate in. And that's where this journey started exactly 4 weeks ago today.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it was odd going back because the last time we were there, that's when
everything happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like even driving home and stuff, I was just thinking like, how did you feel with the lights and, like did it bring back any like thoughts because it was the first time you were there, like the first new memories or thoughts of what it was like?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. So even with the brief time that we were sitting in the parking lot there, it was just kind of looking over the shopping center, looking at the church, and when the lights were shifting on me, and just, at this point, it seems like that was an eternity ago, and it's just very surreal, very surreal. So, anyway, that's our update. We promise you we keep it short here, so I think we might finish this one under 10 minutes. I did want to just finish with this thought. So, if you do any of your own research on what this glioblastoma entails, you're going to find that it's the prognosis is rather morbid. It's bleak. There was one bit of grace in what we learned, and that is that the biopsy of the tumor did show that it had this genetic mutation, which is favorable as far as life expectancy. And when I say favorable, it's a very relative term because what we were told is that typically somebody with this grade of brain cancer will have a life expectancy of 12 to 15 months. That's statistical average, so of course there are people who are above the average and people who are below, and that's where it falls in between. With this particular genetic mutation, you might remember what it is.
It's called the IDH1.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that does increase life expectancy prospects, but so the neuro-oncologist, Dr. Mantica, said that you're looking at about 2 to 3 years. This is a statistical average again. So, it's very difficult and it's very odd to kind of plan for life in that sense. I need to be realistic, and so I need to do everything I can to prepare not only myself, but certainly Carrie and the children, and for the possibility that in a few years I might not be here. But, I think we all know this, whether we're facing a situation like this or just going about and living a seemingly healthy, normal life. Our lives could end any day. My life could have ended January 7th, and by God's grace, I didn't have the seizure in the car. Many other lives could have been lost or badly affected on that day, but they weren't. And so, regardless of what the statistics show, I know that my life is in God's hand. And I told you in the first video that I want to end each of these videos with a Bible verse. And so that's what I'm going to do with this one today. And just to confirm that what I just said about how my days are numbered and they're in God's hands. I'm going to read from Psalm 139, verse 16, and that says, "Your eyes saw my substance, being yet unformed. And in your book they all were written, the days fashioned for me, then as yet there were none of them." And so I can rest in that promise to know that whether it's 3 years, 3 months, 3 decades, what it is, it is. But I certainly can appreciate each day that I have and take the time to let people know how much I appreciate them and just do the best I can each day. So thank you for watching, if you do watch this. And again, if you want to put in a comment or a question, we'll do our best to keep you updated as we go along here. And I know we took a few days off there over the weekend.
But there's nothing really to report until today, so you just hear us talking.
Right. And I'm sure if you watched the whole video the first time, you had enough of that. So anyway, good night. I hope you all have a great day tomorrow, Tuesday, and a great rest of the week. Goodbye.